What's up, guys? It's your boy Kazaris back with a Banlist prediction video this time, and on the screen in front of you, you will see every card I believe needs to be talked about or discussed, not necessarily hit. I just want to talk about everything that is on the screen right now. So we are just going to go in order, so grab your coffees and let's jump right in. So first up, Stick Chair, the combo that everyone is starting to hate. Personally, I believe they do not need to be touched. Now, that might be a little bit controversial. Some people might not agree with it, but again, these are just on my opinions, my predictions, okay? So you're allowed to not agree with them, all right? So Stick Chair, they are extremely inconsistent. It is a 25% chance to open the stick and chair together. Now, the issue is when you pair them with cards that allow you to draw and increase that potential. So with the Dark Lord strategy itself, the chance goes up to about 50%. So about every other game, you should be seeing the stick chair combo. In the Dark Lord engine, it's kind of a problem. However, if you hit the Dark Lord engine, there really isn't any other deck that can play it at the moment, play consistently. Like, you can include it in a lot of decks, but it won't be as consistent as it would be in the Dark Lord deck. Now, to hit the Dark Lord deck, I believe all you need to do is ban Sanctified Dark Lord. I think that's all you need to do, because this is the only issue with the deck. The issue being that they can negate 2 of your monster effects per turn and gain a ton of life points. If you ban the Sanctified Dark Lord, they A, have no way to recover life points, so the max they get is 3 activations of a Dark Lord monster effect, and then they're at 1,000 life points and cannot use any more effects. And B, they have no interruptions on your turn. They can just keep summoning and searching, but only up to 3 times before they run out of life points, and like, you can push through just big monsters. That's not an issue. It's just like playing against Blue Eyes with just 3 Blue Eyes on the field. Like, you can push through 3 Blue Eyes because they won't have this Sanctified Dark Lord to interrupt you. So I really only think you have to hit the Sanctified Dark Lord. And honestly, you could put like, maybe you could put Dark Lord Contact at 3 and Stick at 3. That way they get more contact, which can give them like maybe more Xyz plays for like rank 8s or something with Superbia, just to give them a different way to play the deck instead of having to rely on Sanctified. And that way they can't also play Stick Chair with the deck if they want to play Contact. So you would be able to play more pure Dark Lords with 3 Contact, 2 Ixchel, but you wouldn't have the Sanctified Dark Lord. You'd have to play either life point gaining cards, like I don't even know a good one off the top of my head, or you'd have to play like Compensation like the old days to gain 300 life points. And send the top part of your deck to the graveyard. So I really, if you hit the Sanctified Dark Lord, I think this deck is a non-issue. And they can play the Stick Chair, but all they're drawing into is a rank 4 play and an Ixchel with no interruption. So it's kind of easy to deal with, I think. And I really think just hitting Sanctified Dark Lord would solve the deck. And then the Carlord variant, all you have to do is hit level augmentation and make it so that the level change effect only lasts until the end phase, and then it's solved, because they can make Hang On Mock level 14 on their turn, and as soon as it goes back to your turn, it's back to level 4. So it's really easy to deal with. On to Blue Eyes. Now, I've struggled with a way to deal with this effectively. It's really hard because you either hit it once and it still plays really well, or you hit it a lot and it kind of kills it. So I really don't think there's a middle ground with the deck. The best middle ground I could come up with is Sage to 2, Ancients to 3, and Cards of Consonance to 3. So what this would do is Sage to 2 would prevent it from playing limited 2s like Treacherous, or Karma Cut to 2 I was going to discuss in the future. So Sage to 2 would prevent Blue Eyes from playing any limited 2s. And then Ancients and Consonants to 3, you could play like 2 Ancients, 1 Consonance, or 3 Ancients, no Consonance, and then just play discard traps. But getting rid of the Consonants would get rid of the turbo power, let it see Alternative Dragon less and Melody less, which would reduce its ability to make Spirit Dragon on turn 1, which is another problem. So like, say they have like 2 Sage, 3 Consonants, that's still not bad. But if we just get rid of the consonant, or sorry, 3 Sage, or 2 Sage, 3 Ancients, but if we get rid of the consonants, then they could just play a ton of discard traps, like 3 Karma Cut and a multiple Regeki Break again, just like Blue Eyes of old, and it's still pretty strong. So Karma Cut is the 2nd most popular card and the most popular trap card, so I really think this needs to be hit to 2, just to prevent it from being, like, if you want to use a semi-limited, your options are Karma Cut or Treacherous, kind of. And just prevent it from being used in other decks that would use limited 2s. So I think Sage to 2, Karma Cut to 2, Ancients to 3, and Consonants to 3 would be a very big hit to Blue Eyes, but Karma Cut would just be the more generic hit. So like you would cut, the current deck plays like 3 Consonants, 3 Ancients, 3 Sage. If you put Ancients, Consonants, and Sage to, so these 2 to 3 and then this to 2, that would cut 3 cards from their deck, and if any were playing Karma Cut, it would cut those from the deck as well. So it cut up to like 5 cards from the deck, which is a big hit, but I think it's necessary because Blue Eyes is too rampant. It's too easy to access, and it's too annoying to play against personally. Again, you don't have to agree with that, but I think that's what I would do. So Ancients to 3, Consonants to 3, Sage to 2, just to reiterate, and then Karma Cut to 2 as a generic hit. Onto Harpies, I don't think they need to be hit at the moment. They are a very fair deck. They have a very not one-trick pony, but they have a very consistent play that they'd like to do. It's very easy to interrupt, and it's just very fair overall. And they're new, so I don't think they need to be hit at all. Chair, I think if you hit anything, you hit stick to 3. I guess you could hit chair to 3 as well. So chair to 3 or stick to 3. But personally, I don't think either one needs to be hit. But if you are to hit them, one of those would be fine. Gaga Sister should be hit to 2 to prevent Onomats from playing Trunade or any other limited 2 like Treacherous, or if they hit Karma Cut to 2, it would prevent that as well. Sister is like their optimal normal summon. It's their best normal summon because it searches them Gaga Bolt or Wind or Tag if they're playing Tag. It's the Stratos of the deck, and it allows them to make rank 6s. So if you hit this to 2, it makes them see it less, and you would also hit the skill to make it so you would only be able to swap 1 card from your hand instead of 2, just like the TG skill. Because the TG skill is good, it's definitely a consistency boost, but it's much more fair than 2 cards. 2 cards allows them to have the same exact play every single game. So being able to hit that consistency a little bit is much better. I think. So nerf the skill to make it 1 card. It's still very good, still fair. And then hit Sister to 2, and I think that's all you need to do. I don't think Cyber Dragons need to be hit moving on. They're very fair right now. I mean, they can OTK, but Cyber Dragons have always been an OTK deck. I don't think Core needs to be hit to 3. Overflow to 2 is fine. I really don't see an issue with them. They either OTK me or they're easy to deal with, so they're kind of hit or miss, and I don't see a problem with them at the moment. Banishment could be an option. You could hit this to 3 and then leave these at 2 as well for Dark Lords. I guess I should have addressed that when I was talking about Dark Lords. But I think Banishment is fine where it is. Again, if you hit Sanctified Dark Lord, the deck is not a problem. It's a non-issue at all. It's just a very cool deck that can summon a lot of big monsters and maybe make some Xyz plays as we get more Xyz in the future. But as long as they don't have a trap card, and as long as they don't print any other Dark Lord trap cards like Dark Lord Rebellion, which would destroy a card on the field non-targeting, or Dark Lord Enchantment, which would take a monster your opponent controls non-targeting. As long as they don't print those, the deck is still fine. And then finally, Treacherous. I think this card needs to be banned, unfortunately. I like using it. It can be cool to use. It can be a blowout, but like it can be too much of a blowout most of the time it's used. When you see it, it's just such a big advantage swing in your favor that it really is just, it's really difficult to play around. Like, I mean, you can not commit 2 monsters to the board, but then you're just like, your plays are really minimal, and as soon as you commit that second one, they just stretch, and then they're way ahead. And especially if Karma Cut's going to be at 2, I really think this can just be banned. If you put it at 1, you allow decks to just play 1 of this and then play other limited 2s. So it's either leave it at 2 or ban it, and I think it should be banned. But you're allowed to disagree with that if you want. Again, it's just my opinion. So, but mainly Sanctified Dark Lord ban, Sister to 2, Ancients, Consonants to 3, and Sage to 2 to really hit Blue Eyes enough to where it will matter, I believe, and then Karma Cut to 2 as well. And then hit Level Aug and hit the Onomata play skill, and that is the wrap. So that's going to wrap it up. So those are all of my thoughts on the ban list. Let me know what you guys think. If you have other opinions on it, or if you think I missed a card, let me know. But I went over the list, and I went over all the cards that are relevant. I checked the popular cards page, and this is what I think needs to be addressed. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.